Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. Today we're going to be working on a whole bunch of ground up vegetables and stuff like that, even some dried beans and even barley. And I'm going to cook it first, though, of course. And we're freezing these so I can make up some smoothie packets. So this morning when I fixed the smoothies, I had run out of the little dates. So I actually boil some dates, and I do that just to make them softer and also to make them more convenient. So this is what's left. We used about 4 of them in our smoothie this morning. So I'm going to do something real simple. I'm going to put them in the Vitamix and grind them up, and then I'm going to put them straight in the ice tray. So here we go. There's a little water in there, and what the water does is it causes them to come out of these little ice trays much easier. All right, let's just grind those up right now. Now, we didn't do very many this morning because I only have 8 ice trays and I'm going to do a whole bunch of other stuff, so I had to kind of limit some things. All right, let me get my little Martha Stewart little spatula that I've had for probably 15 years. So we're just going to dump this out, and it just makes it easier in the mornings when I'm fixing the smoothies to just have a little packet of frozen stuff. So see, I'm just gonna, there's not much here. Just gonna put it in there, and it will come out easier because there's water added to it when I was grinding it up. Yeah, so we add the dates so we don't have to add sugar, because dates, of course, are very sweet. They've got a tremendous amount of fiber. I think they're also pretty high in potassium. All right, so now I'm just going to spread this out a little bit. And there, when you're doing this in the ice trays, if you just make sure that you can see this little part of it right here, then they'll pop right out. In other words, you don't want to have them overfilled. All right, let me get my other spatula. Hold on. Yeah, this is the spatula that came with my little Vitamix. So I want to make sure I get every last bit of this out. So I'm going to use that in the Vitamix. Yeah, so I'm going to really combine the video on making these different things that we put in our smoothies. And so a lot of y'all have asked about how I make these little squares, really, because we've got a lot of new subscribers. So I thought I would do one video where I do them all together. Now, normally with these dates, I would do a lot more than this at one time. You know, I'd do a whole great big pot of them, and then I'd have probably about 3 ice trays full of them, and you know, freeze them really in the big freezer so that they get really hard. All right, that looks like about all we're going to be able to get out of there. Oh, there's some more. All right, so we're going to move on. I'm going to do barley. I'm going to cook the barley first, and I'm going to grind it up, and then I'm going to freeze it in these little squares just to get that added nutrition and to add a different type of grain to the smoothies, just so we'll have something, you know, different. All right, I think that's it. So 2, 4, 6, I've got 7 little squares there. And again, normally I would do a lot more than this at one time, but I'm going to be limited with my ice trays and my freezer space this morning. All right, so we're going to go on and move on to the barley. Okay, next we're going to do the barley. There's what it is. And I got this at Walmart. It's 16 ounces or 2 cups. And barley, of course, being a grain, it has certainly got a lot of fiber, and it's also got 4 grams of protein per 1/4 cup dry. So we're going to cook it, add it to our, freeze it, and then we're going to add it to our smoothies. Now, all these little packets I do with the smoothies, they really don't last more than about a month in the freezer, because a lot of the things I grind up are like the carrots will not have been blanched. They'll just be raw. So you really can't keep something that's raw like that in the freezer for very long. The only exception would probably be green bell peppers and celery. So anyway, I'm going to go right by the package directions, which says 2½ cups of water, 1/8 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to leave out the salt. We don't really need that. And 1 cup of rinsed pearled barley. So I'm going to rinse all of this, and I've doubled the recipe for the water. So this is actually, let's see, this is actually 5 cups of water. Because I figure if I'm doing it, I might as well do it all at one time, right? So I'm going to go rinse this, and we'll be right back. Okay, we have rinsed the barley and drained the water out of it, and so I'm going to dump it in now. This water in the pot is almost boiling. And again, this is actually 5 cups of water, and this is a 16-ounce pack of pearled barley. All right, just dump it right in. Some of those little grains came through my strainer a little bit. So anyway, we're going to let this come back to a boil. Then I'm going to turn it down to simmer, and we'll just simmer it with the lid on for about 45 minutes. All right, we're going to get ready to do our carrots. I'm going to have to move this to my back burner. All right, we'll be back. All right, we are back and ready to do our carrots now. Now, these carrots, this is about 4 pounds, and I did peel them and I cut them in little, small pieces. And what I'm going to do is grind them up in the Vitamix. I'm going to have to add a little water, I'm sure. But keep in mind that these have not been blanched or cooked in any way, so the enzymes are still alive in them. So when you freeze something like this, you really can't keep it in the freezer maybe a month, because those live enzymes are going to keep working. So what I'm really doing is I'm going to freeze them to put in smoothies. So this is about 4 pounds, and again, they're peeled completely and washed, okay? And I cut them up in little chunks. So let's see how this goes. I'm just going to start putting some in. I will have to put some water in there too. Now what I'm going to do is save out about 1.5 cups, and I'm going to be making a little carrot cake probably this afternoon. So I'm going to put just a little bit of water in it, maybe 1/2 cup of filtered water. Let me get my tamper. Now I hope I don't need this, but if I do, I've got it right here. So we're going to start out and see how this goes. Yeah, I'm going to need my tamper for sure. Okay, here we go again. Y'all see how it was going around? Sort of makes a little clover leaf in there. That's when you know it's all ground up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take out my 1.5 cups of carrot pulp right to start with. All right, hold on. So I'm going to take that 1.5 cups out. Now you see it didn't take very long. You really don't want to be grinding these up for any great length of time because the body mix will start heating up because it turns so fast, and I really don't want these carrots heating up at all. So I'm taking out 1.5 cups. See if I've got a cup. No, 1.5 cups. I need a little more. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make a carrot cake. Now, years ago when we made carrot cakes, you had to grind them up. I'll just show you. On this very small side of this little grater, and it would just take forever. It really would. And then later years, I noticed that people would just, do their carrots, and you could actually see pieces of the carrot in the cake, which meant they were shredding on this side. And that's not really how the original carrot cakes were made. The carrots were just not recognizable in the cake. So anyway, I'm going to put some, fix it so you can see. I'm going to put some saran wrap down over this, kind of get that air out. And go ahead and put this in the refrigerator because we're going to be making that cake later on this afternoon. So this is 1.5 cups of carrot pulp. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Alright, so that's taken care of. So now I need to start putting this in my ice trays. Let me find my spatula. There it is. Yeah, so I'm going to take that out right away for my little carrot cake. And the carrot cake's just going to be a little, I'm going to make it in a 9 by 5 by 3 inch little loaf pan because it's just the two of us, so I wouldn't be making a great big one. Yeah, it's a little hard to get stuff out of the body mix, this bigger container, but it's okay. Alright, so I'm going to spread this out in here now. Now again, you want to make sure you can see your little things that are separating the sections. That way when you go to pop them out, they'll come right out of the tray. Alright, so there it is. Now I'm going to go ahead and grind up the rest of these carrots, and when I'm finished, we'll be back. Alright, I completed grinding up the carrots, and I actually ended up putting more in the Vitamix, and I did try it one time without using the tamper. It just goes a lot faster with the tamper. Alright, so now we've got some left in here. I'm just going to put some water in there, turn it on. Water will actually, let's see, that's about 1.5 cups, I think. Yeah, about 1.5 cups. And we're going to see if we're going to have carrot juice. Actually, I think I'll put just a dab of salt in it. All right, here we go. We're going to see what this tastes like. Pretty nice carrot juice. Not my favorite, but it's okay. Probably could have put some dates in it. That would have made it much better. All right, so we're ready to put this in the freezer, And I've cleaned out my top shelf and my big freezer, so I've got enough room for all the stuff I'm going to do today. So this goes in the freezer, and probably tomorrow about this time I'll be popping them out and putting them in little plastic bags. All right, we'll be back, and we're going to be doing the other things. What was I doing? I've already forgotten. The other grain. I don't even remember what it is. Working too hard here. All right, we'll be back. All right, I'm going to see if I can't make this carrot juice good. So I'm going to pour it back in the bottom mix, and I'm going to add a Granny Smith apple. Now, I did peel that. I'm not real in favor of eating the peeling on apples, although we do sometimes. All right, now, this is one of the little date things I just froze earlier. It's already partially frozen. We'll put that in to sweeten it. And I think we're just going to add, this is about 8 ice cubes. All right, we're going to see what this is going to taste like. Oops, carrot juice. All right, here we go. Let me get another glass. All right, we're going to taste of this. Mr. Bucky's out mowing the lawn, and I think he might think this is delicious. Now we're going to give it a taste. It's delicious. It's delicious. It's got a little twang to it. And of course, it's very cold, so I'm going to put that in the refrigerator for him. And when I hear the lawnmower cut off, I'm going to tell him to come on in and get some carrot juice. He's going to be surprised. This is very refreshing. All right, we'll be back when I thought of the name of the grain I'm cooking is barley. So it's still in the sink cooling off, but when it gets cool, we'll be back and grind that up too. Okay, we are ready to do the barley now. And there it is, all cooked up. So I'm hoping to have 24 cubes. In other words, well, not 24, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 32. At least 2, maybe 3 trays, because this is cooked, and so it's going to keep better than like the carrots will or anything not cooked. I'm trying to move y'all back. Okay, I got to tell you what happened. So yesterday, I had done some shopping at Walmart, and I saw the barley there. I was getting lentils, and I saw the barley there, and I thought, oh, this would work well, you know, in the smoothies probably, and I could cook it and, you know, freeze it into little cubes. And I was reading the emails last night, and a lady had written in, and one of the subscribers, and said that she used this in her smoothies. So someone's already tried it, so no guesswork here. We're just going to go ahead and do it. So here we are. I've already got it cooked. Now I think I'm going to probably have to add some water to it, but it really cooks up kind of like rice. But the only way I have done it before is in beef barley soup. I don't know why. I guess my mother didn't really fix it that much. Anyway, that's what we're going to give it. Actually make some of the soup too, since I got it all cooked. And we'll put some in the soup, but mainly I'm interested in putting it in the smoothies. And I know I'm going to have to add some water to this for sure. But I'm thinking it's going to, you know, grind up to be real smooth. I'm going to go ahead and take some out and put it in a little carton, because I'm thinking, why don't we just have some of this soup tonight? Because I've got some beef in the freezer from a roast, leftovers from a roast. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the refrigerator. So in the meantime, we've got a little bit left in here. So I'm going to go ahead and add water to this. I've dropped it all over. Yeah, you know what it reminds me, cooked like this, just plain, is it reminds me of the rice, really, because I cooked it in a big pot. I've never done this before with the barley, so we're going to see how it works. Add enough water in it to grind it up. I think I can just put more in there. I can put all this in there, I think. Yeah. Okay, there go my dogs. Mr. Bucky's getting on them. They're in there playing with their toys, squeaking them and whatever. Alright, so let's see if I've got enough water. We'll just give this a try. Alright, here we go. Stir it just a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be thick. But even if it isn't all ground up, remember we'll be putting it in smoothies and that'll finish grinding it up in the mornings. Yeah, so this will give us another grain to use in our smoothies, so I'm pretty excited about that. It smells like oatmeal to me like this. Yeah, add some extra protein. I probably should put a little more water in it. Yeah, just a little more. Let that water get down there where the blades are. Alright, got a thunderstorm going on outside now. Alright, let's try again. Sounds different, doesn't it? We've got water down there at the bottom where the blades are. All I want to do is just get it ground up a little bit so it will easily go into the little ice trays. Actually, I think it might be fine just the way it is now, but we'll just do it a little bit more. Alright, here we go. Yeah, that ground it up good enough. I mean, I can still see some lumps in it, but of course that'll come out when we put them in the smoothies in the morning. Alright, I'm sure I've got enough for 2 ice trays, maybe 3. Alright, I'm going to dump them in right over there, and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, I had enough for 3 ice trays, so we've certainly got enough to last hopefully for about a month. And I'll have to tell you, it's really hard cleaning out the little Vitamix. This is kind of like fixing potato soup in the Vitamix. It kind of is hard to clean it out when you get through. But anyway, I'm going to let it soak a little bit down at the bottom and then turn it back on again. All right, so there you have it. We've done dates, a few little dates, and froze those, and we've done carrots, and now we've done another whole grain. So I think we're set. All right, we'll see y'all next time.